Welcome our space explorers. I am sure many of us are big fans of science fiction movies, and same applies to me. As we are progressing with our channel named Muniqverse Science, but I believe you should know my name. I am Anubhav, and that is a Hindi name, which means experience. I am here to share some research experiences by our scientists to satisfy your knowledge-craving curious mind. Time travel, it's a very exciting scientific theory proposed by Albert Einstein. How about if we can make time machine to travel through? Or was it made already by some unknown inventors and they might be traveling in time? Many of us wants to travel in time, some wants to go in past, there are some wants to travel in future. Everyone has their own different priorities, like becoming rich, meeting their relatives, correcting mistakes of past, or an improved future aspect. There are infinite number of possibilities, and what will happen to our current timeline? Can time travel distort timeline of an individual only or a complete world? If that is the case, then it can create many timelines which will disturb the whole universe balance and creates chaos. It's becoming complicated now. Let's move forward to the video and simplify it. With our current technology, can we do time travel? Let's first look into the available time travel theories and can it be practically implemented? According to physicist Albert Einstein's special relativity theory, time is an illusion that shifts in relation to the observer. When compared to an observer at rest, an observer traveling close to the speed of light will experience time and all of its consequences, boredom, aging, etc. much more slowly. Because of this, astronaut Scott Kelly aged just a little bit slower than his identical twin brother who remained on Earth over the course of a year in orbit. Time is relative, according to Einstein, and moves at a different pace for each individual. According to their relative motion or positions in a gravitational field, different observers experience time passing at varying rates, which is referred to as time dilation. For instance, a driver traveling in the opposite direction at the same speed would perceive a car moving at 60 miles per hour relative to a stationary observer as moving at 120 miles per hour. Depending on their relative motion or positions in a gravitational field, time dilation is the perception of time as being slower by one observer when compared to another. It is a result of Einsteinian relativity, which holds that time is not as absolute as it might seem and that the speed at which it moves for observers in various frames of reference varies. Let's see another simpler example. There is a set of twins, one an astronaut, the other works for mission control of NASA. The astronaut leaves on a deep space trip traveling at 95% the speed of light. Upon returning, the astronaut's clock has measured 10 years, so the astronaut has aged 10 years. However, when the astronaut reunites with his Earth-bound twin, the astronaut sees that the twin has aged 32 years. This is explained due to the fact that the astronaut's twin is traveling at relativistic speeds and therefore his clock is slowed down. I would say, yes, that time dilation will work, but we will require a near light speed engine, and future time travel is possible. Now a question is that, can we make a light speed engine? NASA engineer claims helical engine concept could reach 99% speed of light. Without the use of propellant, NASA engineer David Burns developed an engine concept that, in theory, could accelerate to 99% the speed of light. The helical engine accelerates ions that are confined in a locked loop. Once they are accelerated, the system changes the velocity of the ions in order to change their momentum. Afterward, Burns hypothesized that the engine, by moving the ions along its axis, could produce thrust. It would be necessary for the helical chamber to be quite big. To be precise, it is about 200 meters long and 12 meters in diameter. To produce 1 Newton of thrust, it would also need to produce 165 megawatts of energy. To produce the force necessary to accelerate a kilogram of mass per second squared, that is the equivalent of a power plant. So there is a lot of input and very little output. It is terribly ineffective. But, in near future, it might be possible to create such great power source in a small package to attain light speed. Now, can we go in past with such engines? Time travel to the past is theoretically possible in certain general relativity spacetime geometries that permit traveling faster than the speed of light, can take us to the past. After all, if time slows as an object approaches the speed of light, then might exceeding that speed cause time to flow backward? So we need much powerful engines to go beyond speed of light. But instead of doing so, we might dive into a black hole or a wormhole which can bend space-time and possibly take us to past. If we are able to achieve such technology to travel past, will it going to distort timelines and create infinite number of timelines of universe? Multiple timelines are possible and do exist, and there are an infinite number of them, according to physics. But any random choice fundamentally changes the course of history. It's not just time travel. Yes, there are various timelines, and everything you do generates a new one. Sadly, we will never be able to travel to other timelines because doing so would require our brains to break the fourth dimension, which they can't and never will. Due to the same problem, neither can we go forward in time nor go back in time. Since time is a dimension that never changes, we can never see our parallel self. And while watching this video, we have reached few minutes ahead in future. I hope this time machine hopefully worked at this time. Your parallel one might be on watching different video of our channel which is about multiverse. You can watch it now and do not forget to subscribe. We need to make videos only for you in future. Thank you for your cosmic time. You can now hit the subscribe button. Take care.